I had my friends from college, Austin and Krista, come visit me because I'm down in Arkansas. I haven't seen them in like over a year, so I made them some ice cream. And if you're seeing this one first, you're on Team Krista. Krista got our cake batter ice cream with cookie dough and brownies mixed in. So we're gonna chop, fold that all together. And once we get that all chopped up, we're gonna go ahead and hug that into a ball. Once it's finally in the ball, we're gonna go ahead and wet one of our spades so we can throw it up in our cup. Wetting the spade is extremely important or else it can get stuck and then it doesn't go anywhere. Yes, I learned that from hard experience. But if you're seeing this first, you're on Team Krista, make sure she beats her husband, Austin. It's been a while, so I had some friends from college stop in and get ice cream, so of course we had to make a few TikToks. This is a team game, you're on Team Austin. Let's have Austin beat his wife, Krista. He got the cookie dough ice cream with peanut butter and then sugar crystals and then Reese's Cups. I know the sugar crystals are green from Christmas, but that's all we had left. So let's chop, fold that all together and then roll it up into our ball.
Ready?
I've never been a coordinated person, so I can't believe I throw ice cream. But look at that catch.
Here's a spoon.
I can't believe it's been so long. I haven't seen them in probably over a year. But since I'm down in Arkansas, today I'm down making cakes here in Arkansas. This cake right here is for Kaiten. They wanted it coated in the fudge ganache. So I poured that all over the top and let it drip down the sides. Then it's very important to make sure you get all the excess off the top. I know it may have hurt a few of you because you love chocolate, but if you don't get the rest off when you put the sprinkles on right now, it's gonna all drip off into the sprinkles and make a giant mess. Once the sprinkles are on the side, it's time to add the cookie dough on top. The mom wanted to be pretty simple and just say, "Hi, Kaiten." I'm not sure if you know, but I cannot and I do not write swear words on my cakes. But this was a clever way to bypass that rule. She had me write happy 14th birthday Sasswolf for her daughter Victoria's 14th birthday. Yes, Sass. As I was writing this, I was extremely tired and I was trying to make a TikTok and it was looking terrible. So sometimes you just have to give up and just say, hey, the video's not gonna look cool, but the cake's gonna look good. It's sad how often some people forget that I am making a video with a phone in my face. I know my followers understand how I do things, so thank you guys. I focus on the video first and then I fix the cake after, like this. To add a little drama to your wonderful Thursday, I'm pitting two friends against each other. This ice cream's for Katie. She comes into Colton all the time and tells me that I can make her whatever I want, which low-key is a lot of pressure because I barely can decide what I want. But I actually became friends with her because she commented on so many of my TikToks and would always come into the store. We're trying to make her beat Tessa, so make sure you blow this up. But I figured it might be nice. Life is crazy and I'm gonna be on the radio today. Since I got the invite, I wanted to do something special for them and bring them some ice cream cupcakes. They start with the chocolate shell and then I filled it up with red velvet cake and then fudge, and then we're gonna put cake batter ice cream on top. Katie said she has a big sweet tooth, so I wanted to make sure I hooked her up with that, so cake batter would be perfect for her. Then I brought them into the studio to add the frosting on top. A year ago, I never would have imagined that I'd be on the radio, but here I am, so thank you guys so much. It was such a fun opportunity. And Brew, you better watch out because I'm coming for your throne. Do you enjoy having a service industry job? I'm curious to see because a lot of people look down on us and think less of us for having service industry jobs. But if you look on this app, there are tons of us now that share our jobs with you every day and we have millions of followers. Most of the time my comments are positive and we're all enjoying and having fun and it's just ice cream. But occasionally I do come across somebody that's like, why do you think you're so cool? You work at an ice cream place. Considering that I do work at ice cream place, it is pretty cold most of the time, so they're not wrong. And I'm just a little confused because who wouldn't want to make ice cream every day for a living? It's a pretty nice setup. But if you do enjoy having a service industry job, I'd love to hear why. Personally, I love that I get to meet new people every day and I get to impact their life somehow. Whether that's just putting a smile on their face, helping them celebrate something, or even brightening up a rough day for them. But other people like the constant craziness and productivity of it all. Where at the end of the day, you go home knowing that you did a lot and you got a lot done. But all of this really has me wondering. It's Wednesday and I'm back in Springfield, so I wanted to make myself some ice cream for old time's sake. Of course, I started off with my favorite, sweet cream, and then we're gonna mix together cookie dough and almonds. This one actually became one of my favorites because a customer ordered it and then they decided that they didn't like it, and so we ate it. And since then, it's been one of my favorites. But it's been so long that I had ice cream, so I think I'm actually gonna do sweet cream and Oreo instead. So I'm gonna go ahead and take all these almonds and cookie dough out. And once I get those all out, we're gonna go ahead and add our Oreos. I don't want to eat too much sugar today, so I'm just gonna go with my 2 Oreos. And then we're gonna chop, fold that all together. Once we have all of our Oreos in, we can put it in a ball. But you know what? It's been so long since I had ice cream, so I'm still a little indecisive. And there are so many good combinations. I don't know if I want Oreos anymore. For the sake of nostalgia and because cookie dough ice cream sandwiches dipped in chocolate. Let's start by making the cookie dough. We're making it with edible cookie dough, so there's gonna be no raw eggs in it. Once we combine that all together, it's time to flatten it out. This is gonna be the sandwich part of our cookie dough sandwich. This is Jamal helping me out. He's the owner of Custard Co. They've followed me for a while now, and they decided to reach out when they found out that I practically live down the street from them. They invited me out so they could show me all the cool things that they make, but this is a brand new item. They've never made this before. And since everybody loves cookie dough, and I got to come out and make this with them, they decided to name it after me. They said immortalizing me on the menu is the least they could do for me coming to hang out, which I'm beyond humbled by that statement, but thank you guys, it was so much fun, and these honestly are super delicious. We flattened out that cookie dough, and then we filled it up with their custard, and then we're gonna dip it in their chocolate. If you love cookie dough like I do, you have to get one of these. They're absolutely amazing. This is now called the DJ LeMay. It is. The key to having nice corners on your rectangle cakes is just to pretend that the corner is really just the top of the cake. If you know how to make a nice crisp edge on the top, you can make a corner. For the edge on the top, you normally make a little crown. Well, you want to do the same thing for that corner. So what we're going to do is we're going to build out our frosting and make that ledge right there. Then you're going to pull that ledge towards you and you get a nice corner. I know the corners don't look perfect with this frosting. It's because it has Oreo chunks in it and it always makes everything complicated. But hey, the customer wants it, so we're going to make it. It also kind of makes the cake look like cement. If you want me to make a cake for you, order your cakes at coldsupreme.com. I'll be in Springfield, Missouri this week, and then I'll also be in Fayetteville, Arkansas on Friday, so order your cakes as soon as possible. I think for the next few years I'll probably get comments like this, but I didn't lose my job. I left my job because I outgrew it. But now I get to do fun stuff like come visit you. So if you'd like me to come to your local ice cream place, let me know. Comment your state and the place down below, and I'll try to set something up. I'll be at the Springfield, Missouri Cold Stone that I used to work at next week. So you can order a cake, but I won't be able to make it until this Wednesday. And then they also own stores in Arkansas, so I'll probably pop down in Arkansas as well, but I'll let you know before I do that. Right now I'm working in Michigan, even though... Alright, I know I've talked about this a lot, but some people are still confused, so here's another video. Yes, I quit my job at the beginning of December, and then I finished out the year in Missouri at my manager job at Cold Stone. That is the location that I started TikTok and met all of you from. But I moved back home and worked at a Cold Stone here in Michigan. So yes, I quit my job at Cold Stone, but then I got another job at Cold Stone. But fun fact, next week I'm going back down to Missouri and I can make you guys cakes there if you'd like. So if you want to place an order, place one at the Springfield, Missouri Cold Stone. Make sure you place your order as soon as possible, but I won't be there until Wednesday. And I'll only be there for a couple days, so try to get your orders in as soon as possible, but I can't make them until Wednesday. I thought it was really interesting on this cake, so I had to write happy birthday mom /Suga, which I know you BTS fans might freak out over. This morning I posted a video of me trying to decorate a cake in less than a minute, and it actually took me 1 minute and 20 seconds. So we're trying it again. First you want to plop the fluffy white frosting on top and then smooth it off to the sides. Once it's by the sides, you're not trying to make it look pretty, but you just want to slap it all on there so it's all covered. Once the whole cake is covered in the frosting, then you go through and you do long strokes and smooth it all out. Then once the sides look smooth, it's time to use our crown and then make those nice edges. I honestly don't know why I still took forever to do that part. It should not have taken me that long if I was trying to do it less than a minute. But now we're going to pick up our cake and then put our side crumb on. This one is graham cracker. You take your left hand and pivot the cake around as you hold the crumbs in your right hand, and then they just stick on. Then it's time to put on the gold bottom, and then I'm going to add a border to the bottom. The cake was off-centered here and I didn't realize until after I did the border, so I set up the larger part so it was the front so it looked intentional. I'm not sure if you saw it, but Custard Co. invited me out to make some stuff with them. It's right here in Dearborn, Michigan, which is super close to my house. So of course I had to go try some custard. They let me make so many things with them and it was a ton of fun. This one is a Biscoff pie, which I don't know if you've ever had cookie butter, but it is amazing and I cannot wait to try this. What we did is mix some melted cookie butter and Biscoff crumbs into some vanilla custard. Then we smoothed it out into a pie crust and then added more cookie butter and more Biscoff crumbs on top. Today was fun. I'm so thankful that... By now you guys should know that I'm trash at making a cone, and so for this one I had their owner Jamal make it for me. They're known for their filled cones, and so they wanted me to make a birthday cake one. So once Jamal made me that giant cone, it was time to drill the hole in the middle. For the birthday cake one, we're going to shove this full of sprinkles. Make sure you fill the hole with sprinkles and not the floor like I did. Then we're going to cover that hole up so all the sprinkles don't fall out, and then we're going to dip it in birthday cake dip. I never knew that birthday cake cone dip was a thing, but it was absolutely delicious. So, were you the cool kid at lunch when you were a kid? Well, if you were, or if you weren't, you probably know what a Dunkaroo is. I just remember that in elementary school, Dunkaroos were like the coolest thing ever. Well, this is a Dunkaroo loaded cone.
What they had me do to make it was make a cone of custard. Here's some authentic Dunkaroos for you to look at. They were going to make a hole in the ice cream to load it up with frosting.
Oh, okay.
If you don't know, Dunkaroos were little cookies that you could dip in frosting. And it was definitely a 90s kid thing. Then we're going to seal up our frosting in the hole. Then it's time to roll them in our crushed Dunkaroo cookies. This loaded cone is pure nostalgia. But looking at this makes me want to know,